Hello everyone, I'm Kalen North and welcome back to Terra Invicta. Today we're doing part 14 of our Protectorate campaign. Last time we had some more good progress in the EU. We started trying to pick away at Russia a little bit and we got some progress on our science. We still got a little ways to go. We really want to finish this Hydro language project as soon as we can. Hopefully that we get to that this session. We want to keep on working on colonizing space. Again, hopefully this session we'll be able to do some stuff with that. And yeah, we're gonna try and do some more, or get some more control over the tech tree again at a certain point here. Right now we've only got industrialization of space going. We could try to fight the resistance on advanced heat management concepts. We could try to fight the Academy on orbitals. I did turn that one up a little bit. I don't know that we're doing a great job at it right now, and so I'm kind of tempted to just turn it back down to focus on our projects for the time being. Losing the slot isn't great, but it isn't the end of the world. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that, because then that gets this to October instead of November. And then we've got some other problems going on. The Russians are trying to invade Norway. Right now, we just took control of the 20th Guards Army, and so we can actually send that one home to Moscow. Hopefully here we'll take another control point from Russia soon, and so instead of defending Norway, we can probably just get rid of their army by gaining control of it and then moving it back home. So I'm actually going to go ahead and cancel. Last time I think I ended by trying to move these guys to Norway. I'm going to go ahead and cancel the operation for both of the British and French armies. I need to actually hit cancel operation to do that. And we're going to go ahead and start setting up actions then. So Madeline is going to go ahead and purge this control point from Russia, get that. I am going to put a couple of influence into it, just get it up to a really high chance of success, because I don't really want to deal with it if that mission fails. We will if we have to, but it is what it is. Urantika, I want to run a crackdown on the executive point in Russia. We're gonna try and do that here. We don't have great odds of it, but we can pump in some influence to get it pretty darn good. So that's still pretty good. As far as Anjor, I want to go ahead and take out some Xenoflora. We'll do that in Minneapolis in the USA. Excuse me. Yoyi, I think we had starting to do advise work in the EU. I can't remember if we'd actually started that or not, but we're gonna start running advise missions here. Advise gives a bonus based on administration, science, and command stats. The only one that we're really getting a huge boost from is administration right now, because she doesn't have a great science score. So we're gonna go ahead and do an advise mission. There's advise. Which does cost 10 influence, which is part of why we haven't been doing it until now. But that's going to give a 25% boost to effective GDP in the EU. So we're going to get a lot more investment points as a result. I did forget to check orgs just now. Hathor Intelligence gives an espionage point. That's kind of neat. There's definitely some interesting projects here, but I don't think there's anything we really want to try and push for. Athena Group is kind of cool in that it's +5 administration and could replace another org on someone potentially, but I think that we're pretty well full up on orgs, and so I'm not that thrilled with it. So we're gonna just let everything sit for now, I think. I do want to not quite ready to augment. I do want to see if anyone's ready to level up. It looks like Rantika is. We'll go ahead and give her another point in espionage. Espionage is just a good stat generally for avoiding detection, but also for Urantika, it's really good because it's sort of her secondary mission priority with being able to run Purge or eventually maybe even Assassinate or Steal Project with her espionage score. Madeline is still our primary espionage user, but she's almost been overtaken by Urantika. So, with that, we still need a mission for Eric. Eric, I'm going to have run public support or public campaign in Russia again, just to get those odds a little bit higher. Keep it safe and under control. So with that, we'll confirm assignments. Exciting things coming up pretty soon here. We should be getting our HAB on Olympus Mons Mars to finish. That's going to be July 27th, so another 3 turns until we finally have that, and that should get all of our mining scores, our space resource scores, positive. So we'll be having positive income on everything from that. In the meantime,
lending my expertise.
Let's see. So yeah, here's that GDP used to calculate investment points is increased by 25%. So that's really nice. Yeah, faction counselor advisors are increasing this value by 25%. We do actually have fairly high unrest in the EU right now. I should do something about that. The main things to do would be to normally just increase the per capita GDP, decrease inequality to try and boost cohesion, but that's not seeming like it's doing enough. I kind of want to take a look at that here in a minute. Is there anything else we could run that would help with that? We could try to build another army. I believe that helps some. And we're at 56.2 out of 60, so we're pretty close on that front. And deploying another army wouldn't necessarily be too bad. It'll cost us half an investment point a month, but I think we can afford that cost. Something else that was pointed out to me between sessions is that there is a bit of a spread bonus here, much like in technologies, for spreading out your pips more across different priorities. So I'm actually thinking I'm going to add a pip of boost and a pip of funding in the EU, just to try and maximize that. We're not like super focused on any one priority right now. We've got a decent bonus to economy. We've got a not so great bonus to welfare and knowledge, and a not so great bonus to unity. But I think just spreading it out here is going to be pretty useful. So we'll go ahead and change that a little bit right now. We've got some more popular support in Russia, which I was distracted with. Okay, that army is moving home to Moscow. Keep time running. All right, we cracked down successfully on Russia, or on the Humanity First point in Russia. We'll see if we get that purge mission. Hopefully we do before this becomes a problem with the 5th Guards army in Norway. We did a little bit of damage in Minneapolis, but not a ton. So we might need to either repeat that mission or let one of the anti-alien factions handle it. Alright, so we took the point in Russia. That's great. I'm going to change the priority to run economy and welfare, just because they have much lower per capita GDP and not very and pretty high inequality. So we will work on those, and then at the end of the month we should get control of this army. Transnational coordination plus 25 man CP cap. That's great. We're gonna research that one as soon as we finish these two. I think we had another 1 or 2 projects that I really wanted to get done ASAP after those finish, but I'm not remembering which ones they were. Resistance failed a purge mission targeting the party in Russia twice. 20th Guards Army arrived in Moscow, so it's back home. And then the month should be ending here. Alright, so we now control this army. We can tell... Oh, don't want to zoom out that far. We can tell it to go home to Kazan, instead of trying to invade Norway. Because we control Norway, and we don't need to waste armies dealing with that. Other thing we can do here is in a moment we'll hopefully take the executive point in Russia, and once we take the executive point in Russia we can end the wars, which will be nice. So Madeline, I'm going to have run a purge mission on that executive point. 97% success is great.
Ready to go.
There is a resistance counselor here who we got some intel on. We could go and take a look at him further. I'll check the intel panel in general here for a moment, see if there's anyone else we know about. We know about this academy counselor. We don't know much about them. I'm kind of inclined to go after this resistance counselor for a minute here, see if we can get some more intel on them, and possibly even turn them to our cause. So I'm going to have Unantika go ahead and run investigate counselor on them. Daniel, there we go. So this guy actually has a fairly good espionage score, but we're gonna try and
Reporting in.
learn some more about him and maybe turn him to our cause. Anjor, let's see, was running public campaign last mission, or last turn. At this point, I don't think we really need to run another one in Russia. I'm tempted instead to go and try and run some stabilization missions in the EU, just to get the unrest down temporarily while we work on getting welfare improved. Speaking of, I'm actually going to put that up to 3 pips of welfare so that we can get that lower faster. That should help the that should help the cohesion a little bit in the nation. The knowledge and unity priority also are going to be pulling that up right now. And then as cohesion goes up, hopefully that's going to keep the unrest lower. So, for now though, I'm going to run Stabilized Nation in the EU.
Restoring order.
And Yoi's command score is 0, so she has a very low chance of doing that. So I'm just going to have her run Advise again in the EU.
Offering support.
Eric has a command score of 2, which gives him better odds, but still not very good odds of stabilizing in the EU. I say not very good. 80% is great, but I think this is one where I'd like to probably have him run either a public campaign somewhere or possibly try and take a random control point somewhere instead. I think we'll have him do a public campaign in the EU. Just trying to get a little more popular support there. That'll help give us better odds of actually succeeding at those stabilized missions. Although it'll probably be pretty marginal. So we'll go ahead and do it anyway for now. See how things turn out. And this army should be leaving. Come on, get out of there. Stakeholder subversion is kind of cool. +2 on hostile takeover missions. We may or may not really need that one, just because we've already got a bunch of 25 administration counselors, and that's probably going to be enough. Daniel Carney. So this is...
Cleaning things up.
This guy's a resistance counselor. He's got a couple of orgs. Neither of them looks all that interesting. Yeah, neither of these is all that interesting. So we'll keep on hammering him and see if we can get a chance to turn him to our cause.
Things are cooling off.
All right, so we got this down by 0.5, so that's good. It's still increasing a lot. It's still a lot higher than I'd like it to be. It's reducing our IP by 6%, which is not ideal. I'm wondering if we run more Unity, if that would help. I mean, it probably would, but I don't know that it's worth it, is I guess what I'm saying. We got another 4% popular support there, so that's nice. And thank goodness that army got out finally, so Norway is safe. We can end the war here as soon as we get the executive point. And this army is safe. We can put it back to its home region and be good to go for now. And let's see. Public breakdown. Let's see here. Entitled to their opinion. Ooh, that's going to hurt cohesion. This is for the servants. We can't do that. This is humanity first. We can't do that. That's the initiative. So we only really have one choice here, is we lose some cohesion and public opinion increases for the aliens. Is that because of this operation? No, this was... There was some there's some alien activity that we want to investigate next turn. But for now, we got a critical success on the Purge mission in Russia. So we now have all of the control points, which is great. We're going to keep focusing on economy and welfare. I'm tempted to put some into knowledge to try and boost the democracy score a little bit, as well as the science output of the country. We could also try and boost their military potentially. They are pretty peaceful right now, so military is a reasonable priority to run. Boost and mission control are also interesting. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a pip into knowledge, I'm going to put a pip into funding, a pip into boost, and a pip into mission control, and then just copy that across. So we're going to, again, try and spread things out a little bit more than I might otherwise, but we're still focusing mostly on economy and welfare because those are the two biggest priorities we have in Russia. Yep, Fifth Guards army is moving. Hopefully we can stop this army from doing too much when the turn ends here. So we're going to hop to that one. Egypt and... Okay, so Humanity First and a bunch of these places are now ending their alliances with Russia because we took Russia. I'm going to cancel that operation, which drops them back in there, which is great. And I want to move them back to St. Petersburg, actually. So we're going to deploy to St. Petersburg instead, which is their home region. Excuse me. And we will have them sit there to cause less of an IP penalty for Russia. So now we control pretty much the whole European bloc. I guess not Turkey. But we have Russia, we have the Baltic states, we have Belarus, we have the Southern Balkans, we have Italy, we have Norway, Iceland, and everything else has been unified into the European Union already, I believe. So, oh, and Georgia. We'll get that one in sooner or later. How is that one doing? We've got it running just mission control. Yeah. Actually, can we federate this one yet? I'm not sure why we can't federate it into the EU unless we already did. Can this can be federate? Should be able to federate into the EU. Oh, maybe it can't because it's got rivalries with Turkey and Russia. So with the EU, it can't join the EU. Must maintain alliance with one member of the Federation for sufficient duration to improve relations again. Okay, so we've got to ally first, and then we can October we can have them join the EU. So that'll be a little ways off, but we'll get there. As to what else we're gonna do, we're gonna get excited because Mars is about to start being relevant. But for now, I'm gonna have Yoyi.
Ready for orders.
Yeah, Andror's got a much better science score, so I'd rather have him doing advised missions than Yoyi. We're gonna have Yoyi go ahead and do the alien activity investigation here, and Eric's not ready to do the Turn Counselor mission, so we want Udantika to go ahead and run another investigate mission on, I forget what his name was, Daniel Carney, this guy. So we will do one more investigation on him.
I'm here.
Madeline, we could run Sabotage Project. I'm not very interested in that mission, generally speaking. I'd rather let them finish their projects and let me steal them. But I think that we're ahead of most of the AIs in terms of projects and tech. So Madeline doesn't really have a great target for running a Purge mission this turn. I'm kind of interested in Turkey, as I mentioned earlier, just trying to go in and start spreading out there because I believe that we can get Turkey into the EU eventually. We can't do it yet. There's another tech we need to research first. But we should be able to unify it with the full European Union at some point. For the time being, though, I think Madeline I want to see what she can take out here, maybe. Very low odds on any of these. She's only got a 7% chance against this one. I guess the national economy is pretty large in Turkey, and the difference in ideology is huge. Plus, we control a rival, so we control rivals for Turkey, so that's not great. Otherwise, we could look at some of Central Asia again, try and take back some of these regions and look at unifying them into Kazakhstan at some point. Goodness, are there any countries that she can just take for free approximately? There are lots. Are we interested in any of them is the other question, though. I think rather than that, I should go and just look at these Asian countries and say she's got a 22% chance there, 5% chance there, 76% chance there. So that's pretty good. Wonder why? Oh, because that one's not defended is why it's so much higher. Turkmenistan it's kind of interesting. Are they? They are allies with India. Although that's just because of, yeah, they can join the Eurasian Union, so that's it'd be interesting to get some of these countries that can join the Eurasian Union and start unifying that as well. So I think we'll have Madeline go for Turkmenistan, and we'll see if the servant's defended, in which case she'll probably fail this mission. But as is, she's got pretty good odds at it. Anjor. I think I might actually let's take a quick look at our council and say, let's actually take a quick look at our orgs. Welfare boost, science and research. That's actually kind of nice, but I don't think we're gonna try and squeeze that in on anyone. That's not too interesting. +2 espionage is nice on a 2-star org, but I don't think we are going to be able to find room for that easily. Standard metals, kind of cool to get a space mining output bonus, but again, that's probably better later on. A little bit of security. It gives the assassinate mission, which is interesting, but I don't think we want that right now. Gives hostile takeover, which we don't really need, and I think all these other ones are ones we've looked at before. So nothing too interesting in the org marketplace. I'm not sufficiently interested in any of them to try and squeeze it out. Andor, I think, is going to turn into our new advise mission counselor for a time being, because he does have a science score of 10, which is better than anyone else in our squad, plus he's got the 25 administration. So that's going to end up giving us a 10% boost to our science output from the EU, which is sizable, given that the EU is providing a quarter of our science. So that's pretty nice. So we'll start running advise missions there with Anjor, and then Eric. Still want him to do a turn counselor mission in a minute, but for now, I think we could run public support more, or public campaigns more in the EU. It looks like someone else, at least, or several someone else's, are trying to mess with us there and get some more public support. So we'll have him run a public campaign there for now. I think that's probably the best use of time. We could try and go set priorities in some random nations, but I don't see it right now as being as urgent as keeping the EU safe from enemy interference. And with that, let's run time. Let's see. There's new initiative base on Luna. Advise mission complete. So I'm actually gonna leave him on permanent assignment for a little while. Permanent assignment is just gonna let him be assigned to the mission by default. So I only need to pick 4 missions instead of 5 each turn. But we can always change him off of it when we want to. Self-driving vehicles project, that's cool. We get an extra 5% boost to the economy priority. Not the most urgent, but certainly something we could work on eventually.
I have new information.
Alright, so we got some more information about this resistance counselor. Looks like he's trying to run a purge mission on the servants in Tunisia. That's fine. But his loyalty is 11, so we have a decent chance of turning him to our cause. At least I think we have a decent chance. I don't remember exactly how good Eric is at this. 19 persuasion, so we'll see how it goes. We can pump in some influence and see what happens. All right, the Russian military is getting back to home. We got a little more public support in Europe. And otherwise, we're just watching the numbers go up for a little bit here. All right, here we go. So we've got our new mining complex on Mars, and now suddenly these are all positive, which is great. Nefertiti base. We're building a second fission pile with the idea of adding a construction module here in the near future. That's going to let us found new HABs on Mars much, much quicker. We do have another mining complex coming in August, so that's really nice. For now, though, I think I want to take a look at the sites on Mars. Mars is getting a little full up, so this isn't ideal for us, but we are going to be able to take probably a few more of those sites at some point. We could try and reserve one or more of them now, but I think that's going to be a little too slow to do when we've got construction modules hopefully coming like September, and plus a little more time to actually research the construction module project. I'm waffling back and forth on it again now. It might be worth it to just try and secure a couple of these sites just to get a lot more volatiles and base metals. A few more fissiles here and a few more, well, a tiny amount of nobles here. This one's not too bad in terms of base metals and nobles. How much does this cost us on boost if we want to do that? 5.1. And it's 310 days is the problem. So the 310 days is what we can shorten dramatically with the construction module. So I'm gonna wait on that, because we should be able to, instead of taking 12 months with waiting to unlock the construction module, we'll wait for about 2 more months of time to unlock it, maybe 3 months of time to unlock it, maybe 3 months to build it, and then everything will build in about 7 or 8 months instead of 12. So that's my current plan here. And if my math there is wrong, I apologize. But we'll run time again.
We found something.
We've got a boost to our xenology research, which should help these finish a little bit faster. Little bit.
Our associates were unable to take control.
Well, we failed Turkmenistan. That's too bad. It wasn't because they defended it, it was just that we didn't roll very well. That's okay. They're running funding and boost, which is fine. South Africa, we lost the oligarchs point. That's fine. We're leaving that one on crackdown anyway. First Guards army has arrived. More alliances ending. Looks like South Africa control point has expired. I'm going to go ahead and abandon that one again. We're going to leave it on economy, welfare, and funding. And the way the Academy is setting this up is fine. I don't object to what they're doing, although the military pips are probably going to waste. So I'm going to just abandon the nation. And then let's go ahead and run some more missions with our folk. So Eric, I'm going to try and run turn counselor on Daniel. Doesn't have great odds, but if we pump in some influence, we can get that up to, let's go to 60% with 32 influence. Urantika,
Where do you need me?
I would like to have, probably try to run a crackdown on the resistance over here, maybe in Kyrgyzstan. Because I'm thinking we want to try and get stuff back into alliance with Russia. Early on in the game, we really wanted to get things out of alliance with Russia, especially Kazakhstan, to get all that juicy boost. But unifying it back in with Russia would potentially be a useful thing to do at this point. Although, in order to do that, I'm going to start by ending their rivalry, because we don't need them to stay rivals. We could theoretically unify by force if we'd left them as rivals. We declare war and then send in the armies, but I'm not planning on doing that right now. Causes too much damage to things. It is a lot faster though, as far as unification goes. So Urantika, we could probably have her running either crackdown or purge missions. Uzbekistan is not super high. I think I'm gonna have her try and crack down the resistance in Kyrgyzstan. We'll go ahead and do that for now. Madeline, I don't think there's anything wrong with what we did. I think we just didn't get it. So I'm gonna try and take this point in Turkmenistan again.
We're taking power.
Yoyi, could try and run a hostile takeover if nothing else. Daniel's the only target though, and his orgs didn't look all that interesting. I'm wondering about. Yeah, we've still got. The EU is getting worse and worse because of that lost cohesion. I'm gonna amp up the unity priority to bring the cohesion score up. So this is taking away from welfare and knowledge to do this, but I think it's gonna be worth it to try and get cohesion closer to 5, or at least high enough to get our unrest level lower. Yoyi doesn't have very good odds for that stabilized nation mission. We could go ahead and run another investigate counselor mission here, or we could try and run more public campaigns. Doesn't look like we can run very successful public campaigns anywhere though. So I'm gonna not do that. Italy. Oh, Italy finished all of its mission control. I don't remember it doing that. We can't unify it in yet, can we? No, we need to wait until March 6th of 2027 to do that. So it's going to be a little while yet on Italy. But for now, I think, Yoyi, we want to just either investigate a counselor or try to take a random nation. I'd rather investigate a counselor. So we'll go ahead and pick one of these unknown counselors in the European Union.
Surveilling target.
They're some kind of enemy. We'll see what we can learn about them.
Offering assistance.
That was Anjor's. He's not going to even give a pop-up now with him on permanent assignment. We're just going to know he's there. Let's see. We got a servant's character. That's kind of interesting. I don't know that we've seen her before. She might be a good candidate to follow up on here and see about trying to get an agent in their organization for a while. That should help us with keeping tabs on the aliens as well.
They are on too tight a leash.
We failed to turn Daniel. That's fine. Oh, all right. We got that. We got a new army in the EU, and they deployed in Hamburg, which is surprising. I was hoping they'd deploy somewhere like over in Sofia or something like that. I don't know exactly what the mechanic for that one is. I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick look here. Yeah, so we do have a very strong democracy here, so the army is not going to do as much to level that out. But we do have a third army now deployed in the EU, which is kind of nice. I'm tempted to build another navy to go with said army, because we're probably going to want to start doing some overseas stuff eventually. So I'm gonna start investing in the navy priority, and just see what we can do with that. We're not going to like outstrip the United States by any means, but at least not for a while. But we could eventually get there.
You are a shining star. You are a burning sun, and within you burns an eternal flame. When that flame touches another, nothing in this world can stand in its way. Superior Judith Howe, Burn Brighter, self-improvement course.
Yep, servants are kind of weird. So that's fine though. This is cool. We can now do mission to the inner planets. They didn't pick that. They picked space agriculture, which is fine. I don't particularly want to fight them on space agriculture. Hydroponics Bay, Fuel Cell 2, neither of those are super urgent for us. So we will just keep on pumping towards industrialization of space plus our projects, which we're getting close. Should be another month, so just a couple more turns. Let's see, our science is doing pretty well. All right, we got a point in Turkmenistan, and we finished. I forgot to comment. We got a little notification. We finished a fission pile, so that's going to help us power our construction module eventually. I would like to go ahead and change what we're running here to be run just mission control. Servants are already running funding and boost. So I'm just going to do that, and then we're at 352 out of 352, so I'm actually going to hold on to this control point for now. I'm hoping to increase our cap pretty soon so that we can actually hold on to several of these nations, and then work on unifying them with the Eurasian Union and then eventually the European Union. But we're still a ways out from some of that. All right, 1st Panzer Division we now control. More alliances ending. That's fine. All right. Madeline, we're going to try and take the executive in Turkmenistan. We'll put in a couple of influence. She probably doesn't need it, but it doesn't hurt to do that much. We've got over 1,000 influence right now to spend. We're actually flush with basically every resource except boost, and we're actually pretty good on boost as well at the moment. So it's going to be mostly a matter of getting the infrastructure built up to actually use all these resources. That's going to be our sort of choke point at this point in the game. Yoyi, I want to run another investigate mission on. Oh, did we lose track of that resistance guy? Nope, he's still there. There's Daniel. All right, we're gonna try and search for that servants counselor again.
We'll see what they're up to.
Eric is gonna try another turn mission. Better odds I think than last time. I'm not sure why. Maybe, I'm not sure why. I thought it was worse than this last time, but maybe it was this good anyway. Before I actually do that, I should take a look at the org market. Alcor Public Relations. Ooh, that's actually really nice. We could try and fit that onto Eric somehow. Get him a couple extra persuasion points would be really nice. That one's kind of interesting, but I don't think we have anyone who could really use it. Voice of America is not the greatest. It's 2 stars and it's only +1 to persuasion. Yeah, none of these are super thrilling except maybe for Alcor Public Relations. So I'm going to see if I can find room for a 2-star Orgon Eric. We could... Let's see. Cambria Instruments we could get rid of, lose the information science bonus and the 16 monthly income. I'd rather do that than lose Trolleus. Lyra Systems I like more than Cambria, so Cambria still is kind of on the chopping block. Cepheus we want to keep. Energy Independence Initiative we want to keep. Carthage Brands we could probably get rid of. Romulus Strategy Group, that's kind of appealing to keep, I think. But an Atlanta Semiconductor. Let's get rid of Carthage Brands. It's just money and economy, and we're not super thrilled with those right now. I mean, economy is always good to have boosts to, and the monthly income is nice, but we're actually doing a lot better on monthly income now than we were earlier. So I'm gonna go ahead and sell Carthage Brands for a decent chunk of change, and then I'm gonna take Alcor Public Relations. and that'll get his persuasion up to 21, which is nice, and we can actually augment him as well and get his persuasion up to 22. So that's really good. Let's see, Madeline can level up as well. We'll give her another point in espionage. Anjor can level up. I kind of want to give him persuasion to help with that inspire mission that we've got. The other thing to do potentially would be to give him science to help him with advise missions, but that can be a later priority. So I'm going to go for persuasion first. And then everyone's leveled up. Excuse me, who can level up right now. So, yeah, we'll have Eric run that turn counselor mission, and now it should look a lot better. Yeah, we can get it up to 80% with just 16 influence. So I'll do that. Give that a shot. Urantika, I want to run a purge mission against the executive in Kyrgyzstan. She's got very good odds of that. And then we can confirm assignments and run the time.
Lending my expertise.
All right. So here we go. We've got another mine going on Mars. It's giving us a lot more water, a lot more volatiles, a lot of base metals. So we're looking much better in terms of income on all of these now. So that's great to have that ready. I'm still hoping to get that construction module sooner rather than later. Should be any day now. We're almost there. We need to wait for the project to unlock, so that could take who knows how long. Although we've got the lead on. We have we're the primary researcher on the tech, so that gives us a good chance to do things with it. Space agriculture, we are actually like only a hair behind the resistance right now, so I'm going to put a second pip into that just to get ahead, and then I'll reduce it back down to a single pip afterwards. Sodium heat sinks is fine. We're not too interested in that.
Person of interest surveilled.
All right, so this character has a score of 10 for their loyalty, which is good to know. Wonder what they're doing. Something in Kyrgyzstan. Maybe public campaign. Who knows?
We now have a spy in the news.
All right, and we have a spy in the resistance.
I'm on your side.
Unknown mission, but I'm gonna turn his fail rate down to 30%. Try and get less notoriety on that. And we're gonna take a look at what the resistance has. They've got 5 counselors, which is pretty standard. They've got someone in Kazakhstan right now who is running an unknown mission. Has a number of interesting orgs. That's kind of a cool one. The Proxima Foundation. We might try to raid this guy for some of these and rebalance our orgs in a minute. Special activities section we can't take. I think that's a resistance specific org, and you can see it's got huge boosts. 5 investigation, 5 espionage, 10 command, 3 administration, 3 science, 3 security. It's very nice. But we've got one of those ourselves, and Eric's carrying it around, so that's good. Constantine Research Associates might be worth taking. Ishtar Research Associates, probably not worth taking. But we'll probably go for Pascal here in a turn or so. I want to take a look at who else they have. Sergey's got a few interesting looking things. I'm not going to try and look into all of these in detail. I just want to get a sense of, okay, yeah, she's got a ton of stuff that we might want to look at. So we'll take a closer look at the resistance during the next mission prep phase, because we're going to probably want to raid them for some orgs. Meanwhile, I think we're just waiting on the purge missions, which it looks like they fortified here in Turkmenistan. That's unfortunate.
We've removed some threats.
We did get the Kyrgyzstan point, so that's good. I'm going to change everything to mission control, 1 pip or 3 doesn't matter. It's just 100%. We could potentially try and do some other work here to improve the nation, but I think I'm just gonna set them up for mission control right now. And can we improve? Russia has so many rivals. Kyrgyzstan is allied to them. I kind of want to get rid of all these rivalries with our own countries. But I don't know that we need to specifically. Belarus we should definitely get rid of, because Belarus I think we want to try and unify in at some point, and so we'll undo that one. We'll end the rivalry with the European Union in preparation for later expansion. These other ones, it doesn't really matter too much. We can leave them as they are. We should end these wars with Italy and Norway at some point. I will work on that later.
Our enemies are still in control.
Yeah, and we failed the purge mission, which is fine. We'll get at them with a crackdown next turn. A few more alliances are ending. Aliens are becoming popular in India. That's fine. We're not too worried about tracking the aliens down right now, other than because we want to finish our projects first. Let's see. Southern Balkan states. Our crackdown expired. That's one that I kind of want to leave. European Union. I kind of want to leave the Southern Balkan states on crackdown, because we're not doing much with them. They don't have a ton of funding. They've got okay science, but not great science. I think I'm gonna abandon this nation again. Try and stay under cap. We're pretty close. So 355.75 against 356. Yeah. Kenya we can also abandon. We're just gonna leave that still running economy, welfare, and funding. So then, other missions we want to run. There is some xenoforming going on, so we should maybe have Anjor go and take care of some of that. Yeah, there's a lot of it going on actually. So let's have him go and do some of that instead of just running advise missions. Yoyi we can have go and sit on advise for a little while.
I will help them.
I want Eric to try and turn Dinglan over to our cause. Looks like we can get very good odds. I'll go ahead and put 16 influence in, get it above 90%. And Unantika, she's not one of our hostile takeover candidates. I'm gonna have her run a crackdown on that point in Turkmenistan. Pump in some influence, get it up to pretty good odds.
Pressure on their people.
And then Madeline, we could try and run a purge mission this turn, but I think I'd rather have her do hostile takeover. This is where I wanted to take another quick look at all of the ridiculously many orgs that the Resistance has. So Daniel, we don't care about either of his, I'm pretty sure. Deming has... Ooh, Reddington Agency is kind of nice, although we can't take it for some reason. Gardenia Brands, Philippus Extraction. Ooh, that's pretty neat. That's a big space mining output bonus. He's also a softer target, which is kind of appealing. That's tempting. That's very tempting. So Deming might be a target. Lanha. So she does have an administration score of 25, so she's going to be much harder to hit. We can't take that one. That one's we can't take either, apparently. Marigold Brands is an improvement over some of our orgs, but don't have to worry about it too much. The Castle Organization. That's kind of cool, but I don't think it's necessary. We can't take that one. That one's pretty cool. That one's less cool, but still cool. A lot of these we don't need. I'm thinking that we're gonna go for Deming here, because while Lanha has a lot of really good has a lot of orgs, I don't think that any of them are nearly as good as that one from Deming. There was also one on either Pascal, I think, or Sergei, that was really interesting. I don't remember which it was. Second Chance. Oh, we can't take that. Ad Astra Games, Cronus Risk Management, Verbena. Yeah, none of these are thrilling on Sergei. So let's take a look at Pascal once more. I don't remember which one was super interesting to me. It might have been Constantine. I don't know. None of these are standing out to me now. So I guess we're gonna go for Deming. We're gonna go for that Philippus Extraction, which is probably a 3-star, but we should be able to take it from him and do pretty well here. So Madeline will do that, and then I'm gonna confirm assignments and move on.
Offering support.
Okay, Yo-Yi is advising. I'm not going to set her on permanent assignment because I'm probably going to want to move things around. All right, so we succeeded. So Gardenia Brands it was Philippus Extraction was the one we were really interested in. It looks like they do have a few other orgs on their unequipped list, none of which I think we want to take. So we will just take Philippus Extraction, and then when we get to our next mission phase, I'll take a look at trying to equip it to someone.
We've gained an agent.
All right, 90% on a 91% chance. All right. Well, we have an agent in the servants now. We'll set her down to a 30% chance to fail, or to fail anything with less than a 30% chance. She's got a lot of cool orgs too. And we now should have full intel on the servants, so we can see that they're trying to mess with us in Paris. They're trying to manage things in the Middle East and India. Yeah, I'm not gonna dig too much into them right now. Might see if there's an org or two that we want later on, but for now we're just gonna enjoy that we have a mole.
We lost their train.
We failed the crackdown in Turkmenistan. Okay, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Servants got some broken support.
Surrendering than sitting around on your backsides waiting for supplies from home. If you don't know how to use what you find in the field, you've lost before you've even begun. Colonel Hans Castillo, 5 moves ahead.
All right. So industrialization of space is done. That'll get us construction modules hopefully pretty soon here. And meanwhile, we can start. I think I want to start mission to the inner planets. The other thing to consider would be settlement habs, maybe. I think that we already set up, orbitals. Orbitals are going to be interesting once those finish. Oh, I was going to scale back on space agriculture. Forgot to do that. Whoops. So I think mission to the inner planets is probably my choice here. Trying to think if there's anything obvious that I'm missing. Principles of space warfare could be kind of nice. Get some extra space progress, but in terms of military. But I think mission to the inner planets is going to be more useful in terms of going to Mercury. Probably anyway. Mission to the asteroids is also really nice, and it's a lot cheaper. So I think I'm leaning towards doing mission to the asteroids first, I guess is what I'm saying. I think we'll be a little better off doing that and trying to get like Ceres or some other asteroids. But now we wait for construction modules to unlock, and we wait for our other projects to finish, which should hopefully be this turn or next turn.
Target destroyed.
All right, we had some success in Mumbai. Looks like the aliens are kidnapping people again in Venezuela. Hydra language. Here we go.
The only direction to go is forward, Commissioner.
All right. Oh boy. That's dark. So, yeah, things are not going here. Yeah, so we're going to try and do some Hydra diplomacy at some point. Whoops, not the tech tree. I wanted to close down here and take a look. We're almost done with alien technology as well. That'll finish shortly. And then I want to sort by category here, take a look at what we have. There were a few projects I wanted. I'm trying to remember which ones they were. Transnational coordination is certainly interesting. Getting that 25 extra CP cap. Civilian photonic computing gives us a CP boost as well. Smaller one, but it does give us a boost to the economy priority. Self-driving vehicles gives us economy. Cybernetic implants we wanted to get for our counselors. So let's do cybernetic implants first because it's a lot smaller. It'll be much quicker. And then from there we'll move on to hopefully we get construction module here pretty shortly. Alright, Colombia under the control of Humanity First has ended its alliance with Russia. With some supporters in Egypt. Number of alliances ending. Humanity First cutting all their previous ties once we took Russia. I want to take a quick look at orgs here. Got a few different possibilities. Is that plus... No, it's +3 science. I misread that. None of these are super enthusing so far. Enyo surveillance is kind of cool. But I don't know that we're going to want it over some of the other 3-star orgs we have on Madeline. Who would be the main candidate for it. Yeah. Like it's sort of a question of like what do you get rid of in order to add that on? Because we can't really get rid of some of her orgs because we need them for the administration bonus, and everything else mostly except for like the American Mafia. Well, we could get rid of the Mafia. She'd lose hostile takeover, I think. Or no, she has hostile takeover by default. We could sell the Mafia. They are a decent source of cash income, but we've got plenty of cash. They're a decent source of... They've got some ops and some... Yeah, they're not... We don't need them. We don't need this one anymore. So we'll go ahead and sell this. Because then we can go ahead and put Enyo Surveillance or Philippus Extraction onto Madeline. I'm thinking Enyo Surveillance to get her espionage score up to 24 would be really good. I'm not too interested in anything else right now. I think we'll do that. Go ahead and do that and get the boost to 24 espionage, which is really nice. Then I wanted to find 3 stars worth of space to put Philippus Extraction on someone. So who's it going to be is the question. This doesn't give any boosts to the individual counselor. We could probably do it on Yoyi. Take away some of these 1-star things, maybe. We lose some of our engineering project bonuses is the only problem. Beta Works is kind of nice. Syringa Research Group gives us that 10% space science bonus, but I don't know that we really need that right now. I'd almost rather have the space mining output bonus, I think. So I'm gonna go ahead and unequip that for now. And then unequip, probably Hathor Rocketry. We're doing a lot better on boost and mission control at this point, and so we don't really need the bonuses much. So I'll unequip that and give her Philippus Extraction. So we will do that, and then I'm going to go ahead and sell both of these orgs for now. We don't need to hold on to them, so we're not going to. Is anyone ready to level up? Not quite. So we'll wait on that. And then I want to go ahead and set up assignments for the turn. Eric, let's see, Eric successfully turned everyone we cared about. I'm going to have Yoyi go and investigate alien activity in Venezuela.
Investigating alien site.
Ready for my mission.
Anjor, we're going to have continue to take out alien life forms, xenoforming. Eric can... We could try and run another hostile takeover on like the servants. I did not go for looking too closely at all of these because of... Oh, this one gives Inspire. That could be really nice to put that on Eric. I might actually just go for that one. I'll go ahead and run a hostile takeover on Dinglan. 93% success, so that's pretty good.
Where to?
Urantika, I want to try and run that crackdown on the servant's executive point here again. We'll put in 4 influence, get her to 85%. Madeline, I definitely want to try and run a purge mission somewhere. She's actually got pretty good odds of running a purge mission on that point. So maybe I'll have her do the purge mission there with an 80% chance of success, and we'll have Urantika go ahead and run a crackdown in Uzbekistan instead. Is that better, or should I go for Tajikistan? I'll go for Tajikistan. I think they've got a slightly better science to CP cost ratio. So we'll run a crack... can she just run a purge there? No, she cannot. Crackdown it is. So we'll run a crackdown there. Pretty good odds.
Their key people.
And that's everyone. So we'll confirm assignments and run time. Let's see. Inspire mission. That's funny that our mole is running an Inspire mission. We've completed alien technology. Updated codex with new information. Past technology.
Commissioner, I'm sure there is a reasonable explanation for this, but I'm not sure what it is.
Oh, looks like the alien technology that we have is all about military engineering and space-to-ground weapons. Yeah, this is not going well. Yeah, this is not going well. Aliens are probably here to conquer us or something, but we're gonna still try and appease them. Let's see here. We could... Let's see. I think I wanted to go for transnational coordination next. I really, really want construction module, but we don't have that still. So transnational coordination it's going to be. We'll run that and cybernetic implants. I'm going to prioritize cybernetic implants just to get that one done faster, because again, it is a lot cheaper and smaller. Mission to the asteroids we're losing on, so I'm going to put an extra pip in there and try and get that one dominated as well. Orbitals, we're just going to let the Academy take for now.
Asset acquired.
Alright, I'm pretty sure I wanted to take Hexahedron, but just in case, we'll take a quick glance at everything else. Yeah, nothing is standing out to me as particularly useful. World Health Organization. That's kind of interesting. We're not going to go for that right now, though. Yeah, none of these are as interesting as hexahedron. So we will take hexahedron, and then we will use that to get another counselor with the Inspire mission here shortly. All right, Hydra diplomacy. I guess we'll start doing that instead of transnational coordination because we do want to do this. So I am gonna pump that up, and I'll leave both of them on max for now. That might be a mistake. I might want to try and prioritize Hydra diplomacy more in the near future here, but for now.
Crackdown complete.
All right, we got a crackdown in Tajikistan. Potassium heat sinks.
The LZ is secure.
All right, alien asset was taken down.
Recon complete.
All right, Venezuela, we got some new information. That's going to help with our science. Southern Balkan states, we lost a point. Ah! That's unfortunate. It's also okay. They're already in the EU, so we were waiting for that cooldown anyways. We'll try to take that back next turn.
The opposition remains in power.
And we failed in Turkmenistan again. Well, that's fine. Improved maintenance procedures project. That could be useful to do at some point, but I am less worried about that than getting the construction module, which we still haven't unlocked, but we'll get it at some point. Yes, we can buy the Mafia back. I don't want to. All right, so I'm gonna go through one more turn cycle here, and then we'll wrap it up for today. I'm gonna go up to 3 pips in Mission to the Asteroids. I'm kind of surprised and flummoxed that we're not doing better. That's fine. But we'll try and take that back from the Resistance. Take a quick glance at orgs here. I want to get hexahedron processing and production onto Eric somehow. I might have to unequip a couple of orgs and then re-equip some orgs in order to do it, because this is a plus administration org. But how do we want to do this? We could lose the Trolleus Research Group now. I kind of want to keep Lyra and Cambria because we're doing research on that right now. Isis Minerals we could lose, I think. That's probably good. So I'll unequip Isis Minerals, and then I don't think I can unequip Intrepid Consulting, but if I could, I'd like to. Yeah, we can't do that because otherwise we'd be out of. We'd not have our stuff. So I guess we're gonna lose. I'm gonna temporarily unequip Cepheus Consultants. Equip Hexahedron. Try to unequip Intrepid Consulting now. And okay, and now he's short an administration point, but that's fine. So we'll put Intrepid Consulting on someone else. He's lost his hostile takeover mission, but that's okay. I think. Let's see, if we put Intrepid Consulting as +5 administration. So if we put that on Madeline, we could get rid of White Fang, which might be worth it, because the 1.25 boost I don't think is going to be make or break at this point. Yeah, that's about 10% of our boost. So I'm going to... I can't just, like, swap them, which is unfortunate. I can unequip White Fang. Can I just do that naturally? Oh, I can. All right. So she's down to 22 of 22. We'll equip Intrepid, which will get her up to 27, and then we'll unequip Lupin Global. Is that the right one to do? Yeah, Lupin Global. So we'll unequip that, and now she's at 22 of 24. Oh, I wanted to put Cepheus Consultants back onto Eric, but I'll do that in a minute. For now, White Fang Industries, I think I'm just going to sell. Lupin Global, I think I'm just going to sell. Although it does have plus 3% economy. So if there's someone else who has a similar org we can get rid of instead of that one. Polaris Investments? No, that won't work. Hyperion Investments. Yeah, this one we can. So, but we will sell this, or we can't transfer it out because she's at her cap. Okay, so we need to unequip something else. Unequip something that isn't too expensive, preferably. So we'll unequip Horologium Technologies. We will equip Lupin Global. We will unequip Hyperion Investments and re-equip this one to get the extra engineering project back. And then I will sell Hyperion Investments because that one's not useful anymore. And I'm going to sell White Fang Industries because we don't need it that badly anymore. Yeah. And then I'm going to hold on to these two for now because there's no real penalty to having them, at least. And we'll try and re-equip them once we get Eric back up to 25 administration. Yoyi actually is ready to level up. I'll worry about that next time, I think. Because we've got a few more orgs here now. Madeline could potentially take another 2-star here somewhere. The Gruz Cartel she could take for an extra espionage point. I don't think we want that actually because we're doing cybernetics, and that should help her get what we want as far as espionage. So we'll be able to even unequip some of her other espionage orgs here shortly. I think I'm gonna wrap it here just because we're getting a little long on time. But we'll finish cleaning up orgs next session and augmenting counselors and doing all of that stuff. For now, I think just we're in a better spot. We're still waiting on that project to unlock the construction module. It'd be really, really nice to get that so that we can start doing things in space again. We can do some things in space without it, certainly, but we're going to try and compete with the Resistance on Mission to the Asteroids again, get above them, and all of that should hopefully go well. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.